The woman took off her clothes and gently stepped into the bathtub, gently pouring water on her body to wash herself. She discovered that someone had been secretly watching her for a long time, but the girl did not show any fear. On the contrary, she was bold. The other person went to take a bath. The fat man quickly took off his clothes and jumped into the water, not expecting that right after that he was bitten by a poisonous snake in the water. Not long after that the fat man friend arrived to find him, but the poison had soon spread all over his body. This fat guy named is Dai Zhang. He a veteran photographer. He and his friend were on an expedition. They went to a small inn here in Southeast Asia. Venomous snakes are scattered everywhere. This man lives in a small village in Vietnam. His face was deformed and he was always in a state of high alert when he saw the photo in the handler's hand. At that moment, he calmed down and it turned out that the pharmacy was originally her father's subordinate. That year the squad was sent on a difficult mission. They were ordered to go deep to search for an extremely rare plant because they unfortunately lost their way. They ended up on a mysterious island with pythons everywhere. There were even super huge pythons that they beat and ran away with their legs over their necks. But for the sake of class, hard cloth, guns and bullets were ineffective. Most of the soldiers had already destroyed the important moment. Father Ly Dong threw the grenade. Baby Na immediately discovered. Uncle Chow was also hit by the blow and lost consciousness before he could regain his senses. Another bigger baby Na was brought back, appeared when he was about to log out. All little girl came to Act 6 and chased little Na away, so he escaped. When he woke up, he discovered that her family lived in harmony with the snake. 3. I gave him a notebook with notes on it. I followed the instructions of the notebook and successfully escaped from the forest, but my teammates had all disappeared. There was a high possibility that the group of people from Ly Dong used that notebook to find the island even though it was very dangerous, but because her father Love was not afraid of anything, the group of people kept going deep into the forest. On the way, there were not poisonous snakes but also crocodiles. They were both tired and thirsty. Finally, they saw a house owner was the two sisters were extremely beautiful. They also had an aboriginal servant named Ba Du, Ly Dong, who immediately introduced to each other that they were graduate students who were collecting documents to write an article. Far away, the crows raised their voices and said, "There's nothing on this island worth documenting. You guy had better leave the dike quickly." Ko Thursday quickly explained that the boat that came to pick them up 3 days later had lost phone signal. Lon Neem was able to help the other in the face of that urgency. She felt sorry for the group of tenants. At first, Lon Neem was still very enthusiastic to welcome them, but when she saw the bracelet that Ly Dong showed her, she immediately changed her attitude. She left without saying anything more, reminding her from afar not to help them. But in the end, she and Ly Dong group went up Lon Neem Luke Mountain. Unable to help but instruct the 3 of them to follow them and find an opportunity to wipe them out, they walked while the main group of characters were struggling to climb the octagonal mountain. The bat Jiak Lin is a flower that grows in difficult terrain. They spent a lot of effort to get to their destination but just explored. The cave was attacked by a falling herd for a while, so they decided to rest for a while before going down. Taking that opportunity, Ly Dong thanked her from afar, taking the risk of leading the way for them. From afar, she said that she was only doing what her father said, taught her that he is an extremely honest person. Since childhood, she has lived here by picking medicinal herbs to make a living. Her father taught her to protect snakes on the island. Her two sisters live in harmony with snakes. But the good day didn't last long because she helped an outsider, so her father was beaten to death by the whole village. Before he passed away, he especially told Lon Neem to protect her sister well, so she especially hostile to outsiders and people in the bank. He also became cruel and make mistakes that became snake food. At this time, Hoa Tu discovered something important in the camera. Lon Neem family situation was infected with Dai Zhang trap. By the way, from afar, Lon Neem wanted to kill them all. From afar, they advised them to quickly leave after finding the octagonal lotus. After hearing this, everyone decided to immediately take action. At the mouth of the hole, Sun Tap finally went far ahead to prevent any unforeseen events. Ly Neem was assigned the task of guarding the outside. Only waiting for that, 3 darts made Ly Neem unconscious, then prepared to cut the rope. At this time, the Ly Dong group of people followed the cliff and carefully climbed down to the distance. They discovered that on the cliff there was an octagon. Lin Ko, preparing to go over to pick it, but tried several times but failed. The rope from the distance was broken. The rock blocking the flower was the one closest to it. Ly Dong told him to climb over to pick it, but the flower was afraid of peeing his pants, so he could only hold the rope tightly, trying to catch it, so he was about to take action himself. He tried to get closer to the stem. When she fell, she about to the rope, then she ate a knife. The mysterious man slowly walked out. Immediately, her father ran away and tried to collect. He put all his strength into it. Finally, he was able to catch it. Because he was overloaded, the rope broke and tried to collect it. And Hoa Tu immediately fell down. Fortunately, there was a rope connected to Ly Dong group so they could still breathe, but the thin rope could not carry the weight of 4 people trying to tell them afar to uncouple them. But Ly Dong was determined, refused. In an emergency situation, he tried to tell Hoa Tu to out the rope when giving birth to the 2 of them, so that the remaining 2 could live. Hoa Tu clenched his teeth and cut it off. The rope quickly fell, luckily, thanks to his grandparents. The burden is hunched so they haven't logged out yet. The team of 4 is still fine. Octagonal Lean has taken everyone. Quickly leave here. Hoa Z took out the signal bullet to illuminate. Ko Thursday saw this immediately. Grab it and throw away the heat source. It is very likely that they will attack pythons. They can only rely on flashlights to light their way as they advance deeper and deeper. Unexpectedly, in the mountain cave, traces of human habitation appear on the walls, written with many words Kai Ly Dong still discovered. Not only that, but she also found a necklace with a photo of her and her father. Indeed, her father is not dead yet. Ly Dong mood is very excited, she must find it. Dad very quickly found the exit and they quickly moved forward on the way out. There were many snake eggs in the distance, telling everyone not to touch them or they would lure a black snake to appear. As soon as he finished his sentence, he would take revenge. The boy slipped and kicked the egg, causing it to roll over and break into pieces. This is where the legendary cow-like stupid teammate was. Everyone stood there for 1,000 seconds, then quickly jumped up and ran away. The black snake saw that the egg was broken, eyes flashing with murderous intent. It immediately chased after them. The black snake followed closely behind, trying to co Thursday as much as it could, then quickly threw down the backpack. Everyone split up and went in their own direction. The two girl with weak physical strength fell behind and saw their child. The black snake was about to devour the two of them. They quickly rushed forward to attack the snake. Attention, the snake changed its target and switched to the thug. The snake ran straight forward and quickly escaped the attack of the black snake. He did not dare to ignore a single thing until he reunited with the others. But the snake had already caught up with this harmful flower boy and immediately pulled out a flashy smoke bullet. The black snake opened its mouth and painted the bullet. At the moment, 1,000 pounds of smoke hung from a hair. The mysterious man whistled and appeared. He clung to the rope and stepped on the snake. Everyone retreated in fear. The mysterious man stepped forward and took off his scarf. He went down to Ly Dong, except turns out he was her father. The two of them took out two identical pieces of jade pendant and she finally met her father, after many days of separation. The two of them hugged each other and cried. It turned out that they were the same in the story of man and snake many years ago. Ly Dong father was only knocked unconscious by a snake. After he woke up, his teammates were nowhere to be found. He assumed that F6 had sacrificed, so instead of him, he picked up a snake egg in the forest. He watched over the egg. When it hatched, it lived with the small snake in the cave. Ly Dong told her that the locals who attacked them were all infected, forcing her not want outsiders to enter the island once there were people. If you rush in, you will be killed immediately. Hearing that, everyone was worried about Daijong and the Na immediately returned to see what the situation was like. As expected, the two of them were infected, controlled, arrested and tied to a distant pole alone. Running forward, she pulled Lan Nim into the far room, wanting to advise her sister to change her ways and not make the mistake of killing innocent people again. Ly Dong Nan, while the two of them were secretly taking untie Daijong and you didn't expect your dad to suddenly appear. Lan Nim also came out of the room. She played the flute to summon a giant snake. Ly Dong father also immediately played the flute to summon his black snake. Two giant snakes rushed into battle. Lan Nim's snake was more powerful than biting the black snake to death. He gave her the skin with a bracelet, trying to awaken Lan Nim's conscience. But she was blinded by hatred, causing her to order her 3 followers. Seeing that, Ly Dong father left her first while he stayed behind to deal with the 3 girl. The two of them were fighting without a winner. Ca Na took the towel and wrapped it in Lan Nim's hand, snatched the knife and stabbed it at the other side. On this side, the two men fought until they were both defeated. At the crucial moment, Ly Dong suddenly appeared. 3 Dong saw this and immediately Phi Con, the knife was out in his hand. Ly Dong father rushed out to block her. He handed Ly Dong back to her, then closed his eyes and gave up. At the same time, Lan Nim lost. Although injured, Lan Nim still persisted. She, a John snake, came to attack the Na. The snake knocked her out. She took the opportunity to pick up a grenade and then threw it at the snake. The injured snake could not clearly see our side and the enemy side. Lan Nim was infected to protect her sister, so the snake swallowed him alive. The nurses in the distance were crying bitterly and gathered with everyone. The Zhang snake also chased after them. Suddenly, the ground shook violently. Suddenly, a snake appeared super huge rising from the sea surface, causing little Na to run away in fear. But luckily the snake didn't attack anyone after burying her sister far away. She and everyone left Snake Island in the movie. This is the end. Thanks you for always accompanying me. See you again in the next video.